Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a tutorial on this look right here that I created. It's a very St. Patrick's Day look. I really didn't mean to do that, but I just sat down and wanted to try out some different looks with this BH Cosmetics Royal Affair palette. And this is what I came up with, and I'm actually really loving it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out my channel. And if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep on watching. So I obviously already did my brows, and I primed my lids with this Smashbox lid primer in light. And then I went into the BH Cosmetics Royal Affair palette, and I set my lids with this color right here. I'm gonna take the shade Empress right here. I'm gonna just buff that into the crease. I really am taking my time to blend everything out. I'm just building that color up. I'm not going in with a lot at a time, just building it up. And I bring it pretty close to my brow, as you can see, just because of the shape of my eyes. I'm gonna take a smaller brush like this, and I'm gonna go into this shade and this shade, and I'm gonna mix them together, getting just a little bit of this bottom shade just for a little bit of the warmth. Blend that underneath that first shade. Just going back into the Empress shade. I'm gonna actually pinch the brush like this and just make sure that everything is nice and blended. I'm gonna take some of this NYX Glitter Primer, and I'm gonna take a small flat shader brush like this and just get the tiniest amount on there. You don't need much, that's more than enough. I'm gonna wipe off the brush a little bit, and I'm gonna go straight into this crown shade right here. I'm gonna pack that all over where I put that glue. Really taking my time to pack that color on. Don't worry, we're gonna fix it. I know that there's like a huge bump, but don't worry, we're gonna fix it. I'm gonna take a brush like this, really precise. I'm going into this shade right here. I'm gonna put that into the outer V, and I'm barely using any of this color. And I'm not bringing this into the crease at all. I'm just keeping it in the outer V, and I'm mostly stamping it. I'm gonna take a brush like this, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here. I'm going to blend those two colors together using this color, and this is where the look really is going to come together. I'm going to go ahead and fix that green. I'm going in with a brush like this, and I'm just going back into this combo that I had right here, putting it more into the crease, just to make sure all those edges are blended. I did want this to be a cut crease, but still want it to be nice and seamless. If you go a little too much, you can just always build this color back up. Just a regular piece of tape. I'm gonna put it on the back of my hand, and this is gonna help me get that wing that I want. I'm gonna take the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper and just make a wing with that. I will try my best to stay in frame. So this wing is obviously not perfect, but can we please pretend that it is? I'm gonna take this Pixi by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pencil in the shade Black, and I'm going to tightline with that. I'm just gonna curl my lashes and add some mascara. These are the Lashaholic lashes in the style Instaglam. I'm gonna add the mascara and those off of camera, and I'll be right back. So I applied my lashes, and I'm not the best lash applier, so if they don't look perfect, that's just who I am. I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Photofocus Coconut Primer Water. This spritzer is something that I'm really impressed with Wet n Wild, because I just didn't expect for it to be good, and it's really nice. So that just adds some moisture, hydration, and it smells really nice. I'm gonna go in with the Touch in Sol No Poreblem Primer. I'm just gonna focus this on my T-zone, mostly my nose. And I learned after using this a couple times that you don't need much. It really goes a long way, and it really just blurs out the pores. I'm of course gonna go in with my Smashbox Primerizer, and I didn't realize, like, look how much I've used. That's a lot. I haven't had it that long. And I'm gonna put that on the rest of my face. This is just what works for me. You definitely don't need to go in with 3 primers. I just felt like being extra today. And sometimes I drag the primer down onto my jaw because I do put foundation there. So I want it to definitely last all day. And now that I feel like the skin is nice and hydrated, I'm gonna go in with my foundation. And I was kind of thinking about going in with this Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. If you watched my video where I tried it for the first time, I didn't like it. And I was wondering if it was the fact that I was trying a bunch of different products at once and I was getting frustrated. I don't feel like anyone said that they're in love with it or anything. And I was kind of just wanting to give it like another shot. But I'm in the shade Buff Beige. We're just gonna try it again. And I'm gonna try to build it up a little bit more because I do like more coverage. Everyone says use a brush, so I'm gonna use a brush. I'm still not in love with the coverage. You can still see all that stuff. I'm thinking that the primer that I tried that day, it was the other coconut primer, just wasn't good for my skin because it definitely does not look nearly as dry as it did that day. It looks a lot better today. Still not my favorite amount of coverage because like you can see all this. But I'm afraid to build it up because I'm afraid it'll look like cakey. It's still clinging to my dry patches, but I think with a moisturizing primer, it looks a lot better. We're just gonna see if we can cover that up with concealer because I don't wanna build this foundation up anymore because it seems like it's kind of dry. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer. I have the shade Medium Sand. I feel like it might be a little light for me. I've already tried this once and I actually filmed a video on it, but yeah, this is really light. I just wasn't happy with the video, so I ended up not posting it. This concealer is definitely full coverage. I don't know, I guess when I read the word sand, I expected it to be a lot darker. There was only like 3 shades available at my Target, so I was like, I really wanted to try it. And this concealer definitely dries down matte very quickly. So I would suggest doing one eye at a time like I am today because it is very matte. And then I am gonna use it to highlight to balance out the face. I'm looking really pale right now, so I need to bronze for sure. But I do really like this concealer. I'm gonna take the LA Girl Pro powder in Banana Yellow and just set my face with that. I would say because this concealer is so matte, like it probably won't crease very much, but I just always set my concealer. I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush and wipe away that bake and spread it to the rest of my face to set it. So you can still see all this stuff peeking through, and this foundation still isn't my favorite, and I just really wanted to love it. It's so affordable, but I like my Makeup Revolution one way better. I'm gonna use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer and just hopefully bring some life back into our skin. I've gone a little heavy-handed, but you know what? You can't have too much bronzer. I just love it. Look at that. Now I just look like I have life. Over here, not so much. I definitely take some down here on the jawline, on my neck. Gonna take a fluffy brush and blend it all together and take whatever's left on the brush and just across the nose. I'm gonna go into this Vegas Nay blush palette. I think I'm gonna take these 2 shades and just kind of combine them. Yeah, that's really pretty. I just feel like this foundation is just emphasizing texture. Don't love that. Blend that together. For highlight, I'm gonna take this Wander Beauty Wandress Dusk to Dawn palette. It's a blush palette, but it has this highlight in it. This highlight is called City Lights. It's kind of a subtle highlight, at least on my skin tone, that's what it turns out to be. Some down the bridge of the nose. Also going to put this on my brow bone. That looks really pretty. I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna put that in my inner corner. That gold with that green, it just looks so good. But I kind of want something brighter. I'm gonna go back into the BH palette and I'm gonna take this Imperial shade right here and see if I can't use that as an inner corner highlight. I'm gonna take this Pixi by Petra Endless Silky Eye Pencil, and this one's in the shade Matte Nude. I'm gonna put that in the lower waterline. Wow, that's really opening up my eye. This is my first time trying this color. We'll see how it looks when I put the eyeshadow on. I went a little heavy-handed with it. I'm gonna go like kind of the opposite that I normally do. I'm gonna take the Enchanted shade right here and I'll push that really, really close to my lower lash line. I'm only gonna bring it about halfway because I definitely want the inner corner to still be nice and open. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm connecting it to that eyeliner. I'm gonna take the shade Monarch right here, buff that color out, and I'm gonna be a little less precise with it. I'm gonna take it all the way too. I'm gonna take the Empress shade and I'm gonna buff that out and blend all those colors together. Now that the eyeshadows are on, I like that eyeliner a lot more. It's not too intense. I'm gonna add lower lash mascara. I'm gonna use the same mascara I used on top. It's the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is not my favorite for my top lashes at all. I don't feel like it gives a lot of much like volume or length. I feel like I used to love this mascara. Got another one when I bought eyelash curler. They came together. And I don't know, I just thought I loved this mascara and now I don't know if I do. I'm just making sure everything's nice and blended out. I'm first gonna line my lips with the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout Gel Lip Liner in the shade Bear to Comment. It's just the perfect nude shade. So it's very pinky, but don't worry, we're going over it with a nude. I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Megalast Liquid Catsuit High Shine lipstick. This is in the shade Sin Nudes. I did already try this out once and I really, really love it. It's such a good formula. It's exactly what it says. A liquid lipstick, but it just has like a glossy finish. So it's kind of like the ColourPop Ultra Satin Lips. I think it's a little bit shinier than that, but I really like this color. It's just like a really good nude. Definitely gonna be picking up more shades. I always thought I was a matte lip kind of girl, which I definitely still am. This one is making me want to try more glossy lips, you know? But it's very, very opaque and it's not sticky at all. So it's not like a sticky gloss or anything like that. I'm gonna take this one more time and spray the face. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! And my lash is coming off. Her corner is, holy shit. That scared me. Blah, blah, blah.